and welcome aboard the Tabletop Express. My name is Chris. That is
You
Anthony.
almost forget your name? Oh, you paused.
No.
Sorry. I thought you were going to call yourself Anthony there for a second.
No. My name is Chris.
Great.
You're Anthony. This is Call Aboard, our live call-in show here on the Tabletop Express, where we, at the end of the month, talk about our favorite games that we played in this past month, those experiences, those memorable moments. And you get to be part of the show because it is a call-in show, which means you can go to callaboard.com, call-aboard.com. I'll put that in the comments here, call-aboard.com. And with that, make sure you don't forget the hyphen, call-aboard.com. You're going to be able to be part of the show. And we'll bring you in, talk about what you played, one or two games, depending on what we're looking at in terms of people in the queue. We may do one, we may do two. Who knows? Anthony, before we do anything, I think it's really important. And I'll obviously be sharing more about this on the Discord, which I encourage everyone to join. And before I jump into the games, I just wanted to note a really quick programming update. One of the things you're going to see over the next few months in particular, just as schedules tighten up all in our lives, right? We are going to be doing Call Aboard still, no matter what, at the end of the month. That's going to be consistent. You're going to be seeing, however, a lot more pre-recorded content from us. It's something that we've been talking about for a bit. It streamlines some of the things that we need to get done. It's a little bit easier for us right now. And we're going to go live whenever we can. We'll give everyone a heads up, Creators Corner and other stuff when we can do live, totally going to be live. But we might not have 2 Call Aboards a month for a bit of time, especially in the lead up to PAX Unplugged. Though our core programming is still going to be there. We're still going to do a big PAX Unplugged show. Our top 20s aren't going anywhere in terms of, all those things still going to be there. But I want to just put that up front for everyone. We have been such a primary live channel for a while now. But we need to take a step back from everything live just so we can produce what we need to for you. And honestly, I'm excited about it because I think it does open some doors for what we're going to be able to do, which honestly is more reviews too, which I know some people have asked about. Like, what are your thoughts on these? And so you don't have to wait for the end of the month episode where we used to do those. We're going to be able to just drop those videos for you. So, and I'm excited about that. But Anthony, what I am excited about more than ever when we get to the end of the month is the fact that we get to talk about the games we played this month. I know Ryan's going to be part of the show a little bit later tonight, so he's going to be calling in. So I'm going to wait on one of those games that I would certainly like to talk about, and I wager he's going to want to talk about. But we're going to bring up good old BGG here. And by the way, say hello if you're in the chat. We'll take a look for you in the comments there. So I want to talk first and foremost about a game that I am planning to drop probably a full review of next week. And this is going to surprise absolutely no one whatsoever. It is been all talked about on the Discord. We are, many of us have been playing this, but this is Vantage, which arrived for me last week, which is designed by Jamie Stegmaier. It is published by Stonemaier Games. The art in this game, by the way, fantastic, but you see quite a few artists involved in this one. Anthony, I know I've talked to you a little bit about this. I'm intrigued. Based on what I've said to you, what are your expectations of what this game is? Because I feel like I've been sometimes in talking to people just so excited that it's almost become word vomit. So today I want to be really super clear. So I'm intrigued what vibe you get at this point.
So for me, the way that I have heard you vom about it, combined with the relatively lower vom level of the playthrough you did with Mr. Rao, which was last week, I am very intrigued by this game. It kind of feels to me like a gamier version of Tales of Arabian Nights.
Okay.
In a way. And again, this is just from, I can only catch so many words when I'm being, vomited upon with so many. So bits and pieces. But I do like, all joking aside, it sounds like you have a lot of decisions, and it is very much. It's weird. It's almost like a choose your own adventure type of thing, but you're not doing the same thing as anybody else, at least as far as I can tell, and that's certainly pretty interesting. And it seems like it's a very epic experience overall. Definitely a meaty storytelling game. That's my initial impression.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find ones that doesn't give too much away on here. This is probably not too bad. There's a few things here. So I'll talk about, and then, yeah, right. We have the game too. It's good, but you build your character much more in Vantage. And that's true.
Oh, totally. That's what I mean when I say it's like, it is, because Tales of Arabian Nights is fine, but the argument can be made that there's really not much of a game there, right? You could kind of just almost roll a die and like then pick a number and do the thing and just get through all the stories. So this is certainly, definitely upping the bar for that kind of genre.
Hello, by the way. Good to see you here. I know we've got a few people here in the house, which I love to see. So yeah, let me talk to you a little bit about exactly what you said and just kind of reaffirm. You're right. Exploration is at the heart of this game. And one of the reasons why I'm not showing too much is because there are a lot of cards in this game, but ultimately we don't want to reveal too much because in the end you need to experience this game, you need to play it, and you need to unlock these things and learn about the things that are going to happen yourself. So a few things that need to be really clear right up front. As Ryder said, the character building is certainly there because what is going to happen is you're going to start with a character, which is going to be based on a skill you pick at the beginning. And then that character is going to expand out with this kind of tableau of cards. And yes, the game is Vantage, by the way. We are talking about Vantage by Stonemaier Games. So as you're building out, that gives you dice mitigation. So when you're making choices and you're trying to determine if the choice you're making is going to be a hard roll or not, you have to predetermine how much of your skill tokens you're going to use. Part of that might be, hey, I can mitigate X amount of actions really easily with this one. So let me do that. But you've also got a mission that you start the game with, which is going to be varied. You've got different starting locations. You're not necessarily anywhere near each other, but you are able to communicate to each other. So consider it thematically the way Jamie described it, as you are able to keep communicating to each other. I saw one where he was comparing it to Gen Con. It was like, you're in Gen Con, but you're able to text each other and say, hey, I'm over here, and there's a really cool thing here. Oh, actually, yeah, this is a great place. So like, think about it that way. And then with Vantage, the other thing I would say is you do have a sense of what you are trying to accomplish, but it's easy to get based on what you find along the way, but it's not the same every game. And you can get so immersed in the exploration that I candidly will say I forgot to even care about the mission for like a good half hour because I was like just immersed in kind of a little mini thing that happened or my side quest that I got. Right. And this is very true for me as well. After 6 plays, every game has been very different. If anyone goes back and watches, we did a live playthrough with Mr. Rao Gaming, which was awesome to do something with him again, by the way. And my first half of my game and my second half of my game were very different, but the game was also completely different than anything else that I've done with the game, because in every other game, I've had a full tableau of cards in front of me. The game with Mr. Rao, if you watch, you're going to see I usually had no more than 3. It was really weird how it worked out. So every game, incredibly different. I do agree with Joseph on this one. I don't know if I'd play it with more than 2 players, maybe 3, but the downtime would be a concern to me. Offset that, however.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, especially when you get in that flow of communicating the 2 people back and forth, it kind of just starts to get its own rhythm. Yeah, I think that's probably smart.
But let me offset that by saying this. If you played with more people, you'd have more people with skill tokens, so you would be able to do certain things that because you can share and help each other with your skills. So you would have some more mitigation opportunities for what it's worth. Yeah, Vantage. I'm gonna do my full thoughts on this and really flesh them out. If you can't tell, I like it quite a bit. I'm not gonna hide that. I have played it 9 times already.
Oh,
I
wow.
have 30 some plays 35 plays or some in this month, and 9 of them are Vantage. So when it comes down to it, the neat thing to me is, and by the way, BGG does have best at 2, and the community says 1 to 3. The one thing that I did get asked, Anthony, was length of the game. Every game's been really different, but in theory, I could have ended games a lot sooner than I did. So when I say I played a game for 2.5 hours one night, yes, I did. It didn't have to. I chose to extend my game by doing certain things, where if I went for the mission a little bit more, I would have been able to complete it, but I didn't want to.
So let me ask you this: with so many plays already, is there any, have you seen repetition at all? Have you had the same kind of encounters at all yet, or
limited? No, I've had a few of the same cards in terms of items that I've picked up.
Okay,
but the way I've got those items has been different. Okay. I didn't get them in the same way at all. So it's built in a way that I've had very different experiences. I might have seen 1 or 2 places I've been before, but I described it this way. Any memorable moments I've had, if they've been at a specific location, yes, I'll remember them.
Okay.
But I also will be very much likely in a very different situation the next time I get there. I don't want to give away what happened in our playthrough, and I know some people may not want to even see because they may not want to be spoiled on some of the things in the game, and I respect that. That said, there is a location from our playthrough, which was a hilarious moment if you're watching my reaction, that I want to go back to, and I want to take very different actions in. So I intentionally, if I get back there, already know I want to do something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about because I know you saw the playthrough, but there's been moments like that, right?
Yeah.
And there's things like I failed. I failed. I will just say this. I failed opening a chest, which ended the game when we play this at one point, right? So I kind of failed.
A rough way to go out.
Right. I don't know what's in that chest. You think I'm not intrigued by what's in that chest? So, no, for me, look, Jamie spent a lot of time on this game, and you can tell that the love that was put into creating it. Well, I will not, again, give a full, I've given a lot of thoughts on this. I won't drop my scores and thoughts here, but what I will say is this. If you see someone call this, and I did see someone call this, I think it might have been in the Board Game Revolution group or Board Game Geek. I don't know which one it was on Facebook. I saw someone call it a activity, and I vehemently disagree. This is not an activity.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
So, and that person, one of those people had never actually played the game. In retrospect, they just watched a video. So I learned that later after fact. But with that said, that was Vantage that I just talked about. And speaking of it, we've got a vantage point of someone.
Yeah, but
we're gonna.
I don't know if we should let this person in though, Christopher. They're doing
we'll do it.
Questionable.
We'll do it.
Questionable.
Hello.
Content.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
What's going on?
Long time host, first time caller.
Oh,
That's
How are
not
you,
true
sir?
either.
First of all, go back to Vantage. Go back to Vantage.
I'll go.
Because I need to ask you a couple things about Vantage.
Sure. Ask away.
All right. Number one, better than Expeditions. Yes?
Yes.
How much better?
I played it 9 times in 1.5 weeks. I have not played Expeditions 9 times.
Yeah. Well, okay, good. Because I really didn't like Expeditions.
Expeditions, I like solo. I like this solo. I like this better solo.
Yeah. No, that was my gathering. Okay, so because I do want to try it. I do get a little hesitant on some of the exploration games because I played a lot of exploration games. I've done 7 Continent, we've done 7 Citadel, we've done Sleeping Gods, and a lot of them can fall flat. So I want to see how Vantage fizzes up in a flat field of soda pop.
I'll be intrigued. Again, I do like, as it got mentioned earlier. See if I can find the comment. Ryder mentioned, but you do have this with the dice mitigation, and the cards that are on the table will have a bunch of different actions to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if those exist in some of those other games where you have a lot of these other things that can help you take other actions during your turn other than the exploration. So, and I haven't played as many exploration games as you.
Does the game punish you for exploring? So a lot of the issues I have with a lot of exploration games have to do with the fact that if you explore too much, you get punished because you should be focused on something. You know what I mean?
You are in no way punished. And that's why you can get like obsessed with discovery really easily in the process, but you are not punished. And the biggest thing that you're battling is time. You're building your time, you're battling your health and your morale. And I will say it is incredibly hard to get time back, which is thematically accurate in terms of it. So when you lose time, things taking longer than you expected, whatever, however you want to kind of think about it, that is hard to get back. I had an entire mission, I will say, without giving away too much, where all I needed was one more piece of time, and I would have been able to take an action to win, and it was really hard to get that time back. So time is a challenge in the game when you lose it. So you got to be really careful about that. And and you have choices. So as an example, sometimes you'll enter a space, and on the board it says it. I'll see if I can find here. If I click it, let's see. All right. So see this here where it says if you
in addition to
if you suffer 1 heat, cold, or hypoxia damage, so you can lose either 1 heart or a health or both time and morale. So keep in mind that's a massive decision to make, right? And then ultimately, when it comes down to it, I will say you do have a chance in this game to continue. If you say you lose the game like in the first like 20 minutes and you say, we weren't done, you get kind of one more go around that they let you do, but you make that choice. So they give you some of that freedom, but no, they're not punishing you for exploring. You're always going to get to finish your action, but you're going to be taking damage along the way in one of these 3 areas that I just mentioned: morale, health, or time. Okay. So yeah, but I have loved it. I really I will just say this, playing it cooperatively. One thing I liked with Mr. Rao is the way that we were describing our vantage points to each other, but we couldn't see them. And that was a lot of fun too, because then like I came across one of his locations potentially in another game that I thought he was describing, but I don't actually know. Like, I don't remember if it was. It just sounded similar to something he had experienced, but it wasn't exactly that, I came to realize. But it was just fun to kind of think about, oh, he described a mountain or whatever it might have been, right? So it does give us a sense, and it helps us make decisions together, because visually what we see does help you with your decision making. And what's going to be hard? There's a mountain in front of you. Yes, it's going to be harder to go straight over the mountain. Just sound logic, right? It's
cut more through it.
Yeah. But yeah, cut through it. Well, you got dig actions too, potentially. So there's plenty of things that can happen. But yeah, really like it quite a bit. Yes, to answer your question, better than Expeditions for me. Scythe will still be my number 1 Stonemaier game.
Sure.
But this one it's flown up the list for me. It is. Right. Like I said, if I play a game 9 times in a 2-week period, and it's more than 1 hour per play, it's keeping my attention.
Okay.
So.
All right.
And it got a spot on the Discord because enough people were playing and talking about it. So that's always a good sign that it's getting some
favoritism
vibes, right?
Yeah.
So, yep.
I like that comment, by the way. I might get this after I finish Earthborn Rangers, because I would like to try Earthborn Rangers.
I would like to try that one too.
Yeah.
But what I like is, again, with Vantage it's got the replayability. I've again played a lot of games and not seen too much repeat. So that was my first choice of the night. I wanted to talk about. Again, friendly reminder, call-board.com if you want to call in and be part of the show. If you're not part of a Discord, I'm going to get a Discord link out there for everyone as well. Please make sure you join. We want you to be part of the Discord. And so we can chat with you and talk about the stuff outside of our live shows. So there is our link accordingly. Make sure you say hello in the intro section as well.
Hello.
But what about you guys? I don't know who wants to go next. I know I held one back because
let me do one and then we'll let Ryan do it. Do you, Ryan? You staying for a little bit, or you gotta?
I can stay for a little bit. Stay for a little bit.
I'll be quick. So my game is, I was thinking today a lot about this because obviously we've been trying to play as many games as possible and stuff on this list and that list, and we accomplished a little bit of that, which we'll get to. But one of those things is like the second play of a game, right? You get your first impressions, and sadly, a lot of times the second play doesn't come right away, and sometimes it may not come at all. In addition to having a shelf of shame, I could probably make a shelf of one-time plays as well that need another second go around. And so for me, that happened recently with Forest Shuffle. So the first time I played Forest Shuffle was at the Dice Tower Retreat. And I remember specifically because A, I enjoyed the game a lot while we were playing, and B, I forget if it was Game Nerds or one of those sites that had one of those deal every hour kind of thing that day.
Yeah.
And Forest Shuffle was the one while we were playing the game. And so I bought it right away. That's how much I really enjoyed it. But it's been a while. It's been since then, since I got into the table. So I taught it to 2 new people and enjoyed very much my second go around. I feel much more comfortable with the iconography, which I know is can be a little bit of a challenge. And, the gripe that a lot of people have, and it's fair, is scoring the points at the end, which is why, the digital implementation is a lot better. Yes, I'm sure for that reason. Exactly. But man, this is a really fun game. I like this, collecting and having to make a choice as to which kind of animal you're going to put on these trees. And if you're going to fill all the spots or not. You get these really cool combos where certain animals work very well off of each other if you have them in your forest. I was able to get the raccoon, which can potentially be crazy point because it lets you take all the cards, or as many cards as you want in your hand, and put them in your cave, and they're just 1 point each at the end of the game. But I played with my wife, and she saw on so many occasions when she drew a new card, she was like, "Oh, this card is awesome," or "Oh, this animal is so cute. I love this, love this." To see those kind of reactions from her doesn't always happen. The fact that she felt that way upon her first play, really made me happy that I own the game. Say that, right? And we'll definitely get the third play in a lot less time than was between the first and second. I think a few people in our community have mentioned they like this game as well, and obviously Joseph just mentioned it too. But playing it again, I would certainly consider picking up one of. I think there's at least 2 expansions now at this point to this game.
Yeah, because when I was searching it,
or maybe there's one coming out this year.
So there's Forest Shuffle Alpine.
Maybe this weekend.
Oh, these are promos. So hold on, let's see. It's easy.
Exploration and Dartmoor. Yeah.
Yes, some of these are individual cards, so you have to be cautious about this when you first look up. It looks like they've got a bunch of. There's
a lot of promos. Yeah.
This is one of them. I know. The Alpine one, which is 2024.
Yes, Jamie, that's a good point. And so, for that reason, I try to teach people games. My wife will play almost anything. Our neighbor who plays with us often is always down to learn something new. But there's only a couple of games that keep coming back in that specific group, the 3 of us. And so I think this can be one of those games because I think everybody sort of picked it up, especially by the end. And to your point, Jamie, you then have to start to notice stuff that people are doing, right? Like I was able to collect, I forget how many, I think it might have been 6 of those horse chestnut tree, which score set scores. So I think I got 36 points off of trees alone without having any animals attached anywhere. And so on a future game, especially if it's with them, I might point that out. Hey guys, remember last time I played this game, you guys let me get 6 of those trees, and I got a whole bunch of points. Because it does have that interaction, right? It is, you're building your own forest, obviously, so it's a tableau, solo thing in front of you, but because you have to pay attention to who's getting what, you definitely have to like control the clearing, right? Because you can put up to 10 cards in that clearing in sort of this discard row, but after that it clears and everything goes away. They're out of the game. They don't get shuffled back in or anything. So if you were hoping for that, that one fox is gone, right? And you might not get through all the cards in one game anyway. But I agree. I would definitely add as many cards to this game as possible to just kind of dilute the deck and get all kinds of, the combo rarity going to go up a little bit. So I'm a fan of this one, and I know it could be better on BGA. I'll check it out someday.
I'm wondering from the scoring perspective, what's the process at the end? Is it fairly effective? Because obviously there's a lot of different scoring going on.
I mean,
I wouldn't consider that a gripe too, because you expect a little bit more time to score, right? But
I don't always mind that part. Like I don't like doing math per se, but I do enjoy helping someone score their things at the end of the game, right? I enjoy walking them through that out loud so that they can get a better idea of obviously what their score is, but you would have gotten this many points if this thing was here too, or whatever, that kind of stuff. Again, hoping that these kind of seeds are then still there and growing a little bit next time you play this game. And
you're trying to plant the seeds for another game of our shuffle.
Exactly.
I get it.
There you go.
But I was comparing it in my mind too, because I was playing Point Salad at dinner the other night, and even Point Salad, it may not take as long, but it can be like, okay, but I got to look at and it can take some time to score Point Salad.
And that scoring is like changing based on what cards you have and what's going on.
Completely.
Yeah, totally.
So that's why some people, I think, like BGA. This is great. There is a scoring app that you can take the scan of trees and they give you a score. Okay. So
those kinds of apps are awesome.
Huh.
That's what's also coming for Twinkle Twinkles. With now that Twinkle Twinkle has arrived to houses with the expansion as well. I know the app is on the way from Allplay for scoring that game as well. So I think we're seeing more and more of those because people realize that people don't want to sit there and score the game out.
Hey man, if that's an easy fix and publishers or companies or developers are willing to do that, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I would like to try this in person because I've never played in person. I've only played on Board Game Arena. So I'm down for that, you talk about getting to the table again. Count me in.
Cool.
Awesome. Ryan, what's on your mind? I might know.
You mean this box I still haven't put away yet?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We played Frosthaven.
Yes.
We've broken
followed through with a
copy.
Thing.
Yes, this was keeping a promise. We talked about this.
We played it once and we're going to put it away.
Yes. We played it. We literally played it and we've begun our journey.
Just kidding.
Now, I foresee 2-3 years from now, we're going to make a video called Games We Have to Get Back to the Table. And it's going to be like Frosthaven.
Frosthaven.
Yeah, probably.
That one time 2-3 years ago. Yeah. I mean, look, I love Gloomhaven. This is the same thing, but frostier. What can I say? You can merge all of Gloomhaven into this. I'm so happy we got to play a scenario. I'm looking forward to playing more scenarios of this game. If you like Gloomhaven and haven't done Frosthaven, do Frosthaven. If you haven't done any of them, probably do Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion to see if it's a system you like before you jump right in, because it walks you through how to play. But for those that do like it all, like Frosthaven's so good, and it's been a while to actually, sit down and play it. So yeah, I'm excited to finally have cracked open my copy.
It was very helpful though. We did do that first easy scenario, and
we
break us
the
in.
Training Wheels game.
Honestly, that was really helpful because it was funny. Anthony, you and I both had done the same thing. We played the first mission in Gloomhaven at some point each. So we've both played
Yeah.
Gloomhaven once. That was our only awareness of the system.
Yeah.
So doing that intro in Frosthaven was incredibly helpful. And because the characters certainly, learning our cards was helpful, yeah, that was big for me going into the next game. By the way, we got a Mr. Rao Gaming in the house. We were just talking about Vantage, by the way. Yeah, no phone for you tonight. That's fair. You'll be back. Don't worry. We've got plans for you.
But speaking of phones, next play of Frosthaven, we're integrating a lot of the phone apps that are available. There's some really helpful ones that would speed up time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we could bang it out. Like basically, like it controls the monster decks and all that stuff, and so you don't have to worry about that stuff, which is good. But yeah, we're ready for scenario 1 because we did scenario 0.
Right.
So we're ready for scenario 1.
Yep.
And it's like, they even say in the rulebook, if you're familiar with the system, just go to scenario 1. But not me. Like, if I'm playing Gloomhaven, I want all the Gloomhaven. You can't just tell me to skip stuff.
I mean, especially
what I
when
mean?
you're talking about a game that is not inexpensive, right? Like, you want to get the value.
I want everything.
You want to get squeeze it.
I mean, I remember backing Gloomhaven when it was first on Kickstarter because I just finished my first play of Pandemic Legacy, and I was like, I gotta see what other Legacy games are out there. And it was like, oh, a dungeon crawler Legacy game. That's all I saw. So I'm like, backed. And sure enough, it was like the greatest, most amazing game ever. Yeah, so I haven't done any of the digital versions yet of Gloomhaven or Frosthaven because I'm worried it's going to make my copy feel obsolete. I don't want that. I want to sit and want to play.
I mean, it is a massive box. I was grateful that you were the one setting the stuff up.
Yeah, I like setting it up.
I was great. I think that's probably what held me back in the past. But as for playing it, I mean, I enjoyed it. And I think like I said, I noted before, the experience of understanding what my cards did and then going into the next game and then being able to use them well, like that what has me excited. I do like the system that you get to retire, that you're going to be forced to retire and you're going to have to learn someone new. I actually like that because
it's got so many good things going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the characters are cool. The character builds and profiles were very interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, let's play our next one. Maybe we do once a month, Frosthaven. Once a month.
It'll just take us like 5 to 7 years to get the game done. Sure,
that's okay.
Yeah, we'll get it done
once a month at least.
Yes, that's the goal.
But yeah, that was Frosthaven.
Excellent.
Beautiful game. Let's play it again.
Choice. By the way, I do want to do a friendly minute. I know we're probably missing some people tonight because I know we have some friends who are off at Gen Con. And I know obviously people excited to get out there and just enjoy obviously the biggest board game convention that there is. So
in the US.
In the US, yes, not that there is, but
it starts tomorrow, right?
You can't beat Spiel.
Yeah, it can't be Spiel, that's for sure. But
yeah, tomorrow.
But I cannot wait to see what people are talking about with that. I did want to note, by the way, Ryan, this was not one of my picks for games I'm like thinking about with Gen Con, but I wanted to tell you in honor of in honor of the channel, there was a game I found out that is there that I just wanted to mention here tonight.
Is it Lightning Train?
It's Lightning Train.
Yeah, it's right over there. You could just click it. It's under Vantage.
Yeah, there it is. But this
thing, I'll try it.
I have no idea what this is. I just want to try it. Direwolf, I have zero expectations, but
look, Paul Dennen, right? So Paul Dennen's done. He's the Clank guy. He's doing Imperium.
That's exactly.
Wild Tile the West, which was okay. Eternal.
Yeah.
And now you got Lightning Train. So
this. I trust. That's what my point. I trust it. So I had to mention it just because it was on my mind. But the Lightning Train.
Train.
Ride the Lightning Train.
So, Jamie pointing out, by the way, one of the local game groups from me is doing their Gen Cant event. Yeah, Gen Cant is going to be very alive and well on Discord, as far as I'm concerned, too. because plenty of can't, unfortunately. So the other game that was on my mind that I wanted to mention and talk about, I had a chance to play at least a round or two of the Twinkle Twinkle expansion. And what people will
Is it called Little Star?
No.
Then
It is
it's a
called-
big fail already. So
Well,
continue.
hold on. It's called How
It
I
is-
Wonder.
How I Wonder.
Yeah, that should have been the follow-up. Come
Look.
on, they had it. This is like when that movie, right? The Now You See Me movie.
The next one should be Now You Don't.
Well, there's Now You See Me. Now there's Now You See Me 2, and now there's a part 3 called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Which is like, come on, guys. Like, this is the same thing. So, first of all, look, sorry, bad name. Secondly, not sorry. You rethink about this all play. All right, you're too busy putting out all these games, but not just sitting down and be like, what should it be? So, anyways, continue. I'm already disappointed. Go ahead.
Have you ever considered maybe there's a game called that already?
Well, there was. I saw one over there, but there was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, not Twinkle Twinkle colon Little Star.
So, anyways,
Not to be confused with Twinkle Twinkle Little Colon.
You're right. Yeah.
little colon. Oh, God. What I wanted to talk about, what stood out. So I like for Anthony and I, who had a chance to play the original at PAX Unplugged last year, we got a chance to review it. I know enjoyed this game, Anthony. This was one that we both enjoyed quite a bit. So when the expansion arrived, one of the things I want to tell you that caught my eye immediately, and here it is. So one of the new modular, and all the new modular pieces play nice with the originals that came with the game. So it's more variety.
Yeah.
But this is the one that I wanted to talk about, and I'm in love with it. So the rocket ship piece in the game now allows, because in the game you had the constellation lines that you are in the bag by default. Because if you literally are storing this game, you keep the constellations and you're taking the other stuff out. The rocket ships, the green side, follow the constellation on a continuous path, and then you score one for each tile that it visits. And it's such a neat concept, I thought, with that one in particular on the green side. So that was one that has stood out. The other one was these wormholes, which I really liked, because the wormholes do a bunch of crazy things. But I just ultimately, it was more of the same in the way that I wanted it to be.
Right.
It adds significantly more replayability. Now, I will note some of these pieces require certain stuff. So if you look, you're going to see, for example, with Moon, it requires on the green side planets and asteroids. So you have to play with those. So there's some requirements with it, because
now, let me ask you this, because I have mine right over there. I just haven't opened it yet. Let me ask you this, because I think when I've played this on BGA, this has happened, and maybe it was just something I misunderstood, but I thought originally you had to pick one side and use all the scoring of that side, either green or blue. But I'm pretty sure on BGA I've seen games set up where there's a combination. Do they mention that?
So here's the thing. It doesn't mention that in the rulebook specifically, but because we have those review copies, I've never actually seen the core rulebook.
That's a good point.
We've only had the
I forgot there's no
PDF.
rulebook
We had a PDF link, if you remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. God knows what the PDF link is. So I need to go to BGG and pull it.
Yeah.
Because to your point, I've always played it the same. Like I go all green or I'll go all blue.
Hmm.
I haven't mixed them because I thought they were optimized that way from talking.
I thought that's the way it was. It was demoed to us.
Yeah.
Was that was the case? But I mean,
Yeah.
that could be
That's a
different
great
now.
question. But no, I've enjoyed it. By the way, Jamie asking if we're going to be at PAX U this year. I know Anthony and myself will definitely be there for sure because we paid for parking in a hotel. So, you know, we're going to be there.
I will not be there. I will be at PAX. No. We'll work on it.
We're going to be
So
missing
there's
Ryan.
Gen
this year.
Can't you? What would be the not going to PAX U call?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you can do PAX Can't and help
doesn't work.
everybody.
We'll think
I
of
don't know.
something. We got time. We got
time.
November.
Yeah, but again, I wanted to point out we have played, if anyone's interested, I mean, we've talked about the original game. So if you've never played Twinkle Twinkle as a whole, just so you know, Twinkle Twinkle is a game where you are going to be, you've got these I realize there's like a fish and a cat and all these things. Disregard what the anamorphic animals. One's a human. But you're going to make your action choice to pick up a tile that you want, put it on your board, and you are working on your own personal board. But everyone has the same type of the same type actions. So everyone's got the same scoring on their for their board. You're just all pulling from that board, and then based on the order in which you place it, you are going to potentially be setting your next turn to be maybe first or maybe last. So if you really like that thing on the end, great, but you're going to go last next time around. So you got to be thinking about it. Plus, you see the next round ahead in advance, so you can make those decisions. It plays super smooth. I really like this game. This is one of my favorite all-play games. And so to get the expansion that gives me a little bit more, it's perfect. I know we didn't back
exactly the type of expansion I want for that. That's sort of game.
I know we didn't back the Martian one either, and I'm sure I'll try it at some point, but this was all I needed. It gave me a little bit more, and that made me happy. So, but yeah, that was Twinkle Twinkle, How I Wonder. Okay. That's
Ryan
the name
hates
of it.
the name.
Yeah, Ryan does not like the name.
I said what I said.
He said what he said. All right.
All right. I got one more I'll throw out here. This is a kids game. And so, we've talked a lot about how that's the trend, I feel like, as of late, is having junior or younger or introductory versions of well-known, established, hobby games that we all know and love. And so I I shouldn't say taught, I played with both of my kids. So my son is 6 and my daughter is 4. And for the most part, they can play games together, but my son will play more advanced stuff than my daughter, obviously. But we played successfully Dragomino, which is the introductory version of King Domino. Aside from King Domino and King
Dragomino.
Origin, Dragomino. Minnow.
There it is.
Yay!
Dragomino.
Okay. So if you're not familiar with any of the domino games, quite simply, they are that. They're domino shaped tiles, but instead of numbers or pips on them, there's different types of terrain. And so you're building your own little kingdom here in, hopefully a nice, perfect grid for the most part. And you'll get points based on not just how big those areas are, but you've got to get certain symbols in them to actually score points. So in King Domino and Queen Domino, those are little crown symbols, and you end up multiplying the crowns by how many of the spaces you have, et cetera, et cetera. This is a much more less complicated thing in terms of gameplay. For one, there really isn't a placement rule, so to speak. You do have to try to match things, but if you don't, it's okay. You're just not going to get any points. You also don't have to try to stay in a perfect square grid either. You can sort of just build out. So, that's like a couple less things to worry about for a really small kid in terms of mentally doing this activity in front of them for, hopefully the whole time. So essentially what happens here is any match you make when you add a tile to your kingdom, you're going to get one of those colored dragon eggs.
Okay.
There's tiles that are stacked up, and there are different amounts, like some terrains have less, like in the other games as well. And you get an egg tile, you flip it over, it's either a baby dragon or it's empty. If it's a baby dragon, you're going to keep it, and it's going to give you a point. The empty egg doesn't give you a point, but it lets you take the mother dragon token that gets passed around, which is going to let you be the first to pick. So it sort of takes the concept of the other games and really, really kind of shrinks it down to, there's like one or two things that are going on, right? And it's very easy to remind a young kid, oh no, that one's, empty. That means you get this. End of the game, you're just going to count up all the baby dragons you have, and I think there's an extra point or two if you finish the game with the mother dragon in front of you. And so yeah, I had a lot of success with this one with the two little ones. Obviously not as challenging and strategic as the other versions. Not that they're heavy games by any means, but I'm proud to say that I have, I guess, 4 different iterations of that game in my house. The only thing I don't have the like Origins one, I think it's called.
I have Origins. I like it a lot, actually.
Okay, I haven't played
So,
that one.
Happy to show you it sometime.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
it's solid. I mean,
So I don't know how long this will stick around in the collection. I mean, it will obviously for probably other reasons for somebody else to use, but in terms of getting to the table with the kids, I think it'll last a while. And then I think it's a pretty easy transition into King Domino.
It's BGG, by the way. It's 18th in the children's games rank. I'm intrigued.
Wow.
I'm intrigued. What's in here?
Oh, coconuts. That's a good one.
Yeah, coconuts.
Ice Cool. Yeah.
Ice Cool. Ticket to Ride. First Journey Europe.
I have that. I haven't played it yet.
Quacks and Company is up here with the kids version.
Yeah, we have that.
Those fighting treasure hunters. Yeah.
Yeah, some good choices in here, and of course, Rhino Hero.
Rhino Hero Super Battle. Difference.
Yeah. Oh, Core Quest. Yeah.
Nice.
Core Quest in the top 5 as well. So
yeah, we played that again too. I forgot about that. We played the second episode of that, but we messed up a bit of a rule, but it really wasn't our fault. After looking back at what someone else had said, long story short, we were supposed to be adding more monsters than we really were. So we made it through that one kind of easily, sort of by accident.
By the way, Gigi in the house saying I've been playing Flip 7 with the grandkids. They absolutely love it. Yeah.
Nice. How old are they? Tell us. I'm curious. But yeah, that's that is a very approachable game. Again, math. Yeah. The math part is there, right? If you got someone to handle the math, it's fine. But look, lots of games growing up as a kid involve an adult doing a lot of math on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I make my kids do the math though. At 10, 12.
Yeah, perfect.
10, 12, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I make
Chris,
them do
we played this at a board game event a couple weeks ago with a good amount of different age kids, right? And adults too. It was like maybe 5 or 6 of us in that game, and it went over well.
Yeah, that was fun. We hosted a library event, and it was awesome to see. It was awesome to see like it was a wide range of ages at that table, which is cool.
Yeah, and so at the event as a whole, that was good. Good turnout.
You can appreciate that with a game like Flip 7. But yeah, obviously some good stuff talked about tonight. For a reminder, calldashboard.com if anyone is interested in being part of the show. Mm-hmm. Ryan, any other things on the mind while we have you here?
Yeah, I just started. I made it through my second playthrough, and I'm gonna play a little bit more because I keep hearing hype about Leviathan Wilds, and it's a game I was really excited to finally try, and now I have finally tried. So this game is effectively Shadows of the Colossus, the board game, which if you have not familiar with Shadows of the Colossus, it is a game that came out for PlayStation 2 where you are going to different giants and climbing up them to defeat them and find different pressure points to defeat them. It's like kind of like a boss battling puzzle. Well, not really a boss battler, but you know, it feels like a big puzzle game more so than anything. And this brings it on the table where you are going to be climbing these different leviathans, which is just in this big spiral book, and you'll be taking down these gems that are corrupting them, which the gems are represented by these dice. You'll be taking those down, and the way to defeat it to win is to effectively get all those gems off of them so they regain like their happiness and stuff. So yeah, and the thing is, I've played the first 2 giants, and the rulebook says if you're familiar with how to play just board games, just skip the first one. But you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Same thing with Gloomhaven. I'm just gonna jump right into scenario 0. So that's the baby one. That's Sage, and I play with my son, who is 7, and we enjoyed it, but I felt like it was very lacking. And the thing why, and again, the reason why is because of the complexity level of this Leviathan, also paired with the players that we chose. So you actually get to choose a different climber. There's 8 different climbers to choose from, and there's, I believe, 8 different traits. And you combine, you create a deck of cards that combined is the climber and the trait of that climber. And there's different difficulty levels for those. So we just picked all the easiest stuff, and it felt very bland. So I'm gonna skip ahead to some further things and up the complexity a little bit, because one of the I was reading a bunch about this game too, and one of the things that people have said about this is the complexity levels, like the lower levels, aren't as enjoyable as when you can actually really make it sing. So I really want to play with some of the more complex combinations. In addition, one thing I really did enjoy about this game is because you have this aspect where you're climbing this guy. So your deck of cards that you get to use in the game are called your grip. And if your deck runs out, which means your grip runs out, you fall and you just go down until you hit like a spot that, like a ledge that you could rest on. So I think that was a really interesting concept, because your deck is only like 9 cards or 10 cards, so you're constantly like deciding like, okay, maybe I should probably go over here, so if I do fall, I'll land right here, or I should rest up a little bit so I can regain some of my cards and add them back to my grip. That trade-off is really cool. So I did like that aspect for sure. But so far, pretty tame. I want to play a couple more times at some of the harder level stuff, and then I will determine if this is a keeper or not. Because I adore the video game Shadows of the Colossus, and I feel like if you have a board game that's like that, like, count me in. So
this didn't get you like the way Slay the Spire did, though.
The same thing with Slay the Spire, to be honest, because with Slay the Spire, right, I adore the video game Slay the Spire. So when it came to playing the board game, I was like, okay, well, Slay the Spire works great as a solo game. Let me play this solo. And Slay the Spire, the board game, for a solo experience is lacking compared to the multiplayer one.
Right.
And it turns into its own separate thing, So it's like it feels more like a Slay the Spire 2 than a Slay the Spire in board game form.
Right, because when we played it, you really enjoyed it with other
We
players.
played multiplayer. Yeah,
the multiplayer Slay the Spire, I enjoyed it. But I've never played the solo one. I've only played it cooperative, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
So so I do want to play this again at some of the higher complexity levels. I would even like to try with you guys. I think you both would enjoy this as well from a cooperative standpoint. Yeah. And there in that Spiral book, there's like 16 different Leviathans you could fight.
Nice.
Like, it's crazy,
And it sounds like some variety in the fact that you can combine the climber and the
not only that, I mean the complexity levels of some of the Leviathans, like they add some game-changing things that really make you want to go back and try it again. So
okay,
awesome.
That's Leviathan Wilds. I'm gonna give it a couple more shots before I give a final review. But yeah, if you go into the forums for a second, like if you go into the forums tab up above.
Oh, up top, yeah.
Yeah, right here, the forums tab, left.
There it is.
If you go to top for a second, just go to the tab on the right.
Oh, over here. Yep.
Yeah. Where was it? Yeah, a clever gem with an unfortunate beginning and how to overcome it. This is exactly the way I was feeling about this game too. So I really want to just get to a certain point where I'm starting to play some of the more complex ones and really see. So awesome. And then there's also a mini expansion it came with too that I have that makes these lower level Leviathans a bit more interesting too. So
there we go.
Basically, I'm gonna play the heck out of this until I really made my choice. Like this I was with Doctor Who. You know, people rave to me about people rave about Doctor Who. There's a big fan base, obviously. There's people probably watching now that like Doctor Who, and I watched 3 seasons of it, and I couldn't get into it. And I gave a fair share. I gave 3 seasons, couldn't do it. But I do want to pivot to one more thing
Sure.
while we're here. Speaking of seasons, I'm almost done with Star Trek Enterprise because I am playing Star Trek Captain's Share. No, I'm playing Star
Oh, yeah.
Trek Captain's Share,
Yeah,
the television show.
I was starting.
So Enterprise is the Scott Bakula one.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, but Star Trek Captain's Share, right, is a deck builder created by Nigel Buckle and David Turczi. It was effectively the spiritual successor of Imperium, Horizons, and all that stuff. And this puts a Star Trek theme on it. So anytime I play now this game, I take all the cards that were used in the entirety of the game, I shuffle them up, and then I find one, and I say, okay, what episode is this guy from? So then I look it up, and I was like, okay, this guy's from season 3 and 4 of Star Trek Enterprise. I never watched Star Trek Enterprise, so now I'm almost done with Star Trek Enterprise. And yeah, honestly, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Like, it's good. Yes, it is my first time watching Enterprise. So, and I have the theme song stuck in my head. My favorite character so far is Shran, played by Jeffrey Combs. He's an Andorian captain, and he's one of the playable characters in Star Trek Captain's Share. So, if you like Enterprise and like Shran, you could play as Shran in Star Trek Captain's Share. And yeah, the theme song, just as soon as Enterprise is mentioned, the theme song gets in there. Do you guys know the theme song to Star Trek Enterprise? It's like all the Star Trek shows, it's always like big brass bands for theme songs, right? But then like Star Trek Enterprise is like late 90s, and it's like, you know, strumming guitar. It's been a long bow. It's like this power ballad. So if you want a Star Trek show that has a power ballad in it, and also has like a clear one-to-one like 9/11 episode, because this show started like while 9/11 like was starting, so there's like a whole like space 9/11, and it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's
This
Star
one,
Trek
though, WizKids,
Share.
I know, had put out.
Oh, I already pre-ordered the expansions.
Okay, I was gonna say, I know they were putting out more. So
Yeah, I already pre-ordered them.
Yeah.
Because and that's the thing. I'm not going back to Star Trek Captain's Share until I'm done with Enterprise. So I will go back to Star Trek Captain's Share.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Back to the chair.
but
Yeah.
Omar is here as well now.
What up, Omar? Oh, wait. I want to say one more game because I play with Omar.
Oh,
And I
yeah?
introduced him to a game I want to introduce to both of you, but I
All right.
don't want to do it the same way that we introduced Omar to. We played Age of Steam.
Oh, of course it is.
Age of Steam.
There-
Sorry, Omar. We'll get back to Captain's Share in a minute, but but thank you for playing Age of Steam with us. So we played online on this awesome website called ChooChoo.games, which is now the official name for it. It's a site where you can just play different Age of Steam maps. And Age of Steam is a game that I absolutely adore, that has over 300 different maps with all different crazy rule sets on each of them. I don't want to teach you guys how to play on that site. It is not a good way to learn your first game of Age of Steam. It's best to learn in person, and this way we could work together and make sure no one goes bankrupt. Yes, definitely not online. So, which, Omar is nearby in so we could possibly do a 4-player game there.
Yeah, we have a good Jersey base on the Discord that it's enough to pull
Yeah.
together.
So
Yeah,
I think you guys should try Age of Steam at some point because it is an important game. It is my favorite of the train games.
I feel like we said we would, and we do the one time sometime.
Do the one
in the
time.
future. Yeah, we'll go with the one. No, awesome. I appreciate it. And by the way, friendly reminder, calldashboard.com, or If in the chat you don't want to call in, we would love to hear what games you played this past month. So start dropping those games in there if that's something you feel more comfortable with. We would love to chat with you. If you don't mind, I always like to mention one game that I played on BGG and only on BGA, not BGA, and only there, but it's got my attention, and that is Gatsby. Not Gatsby Alternative Art. Let's go just Gatsby. So I played this with Marcel, who I know is in the chat, and I really liked it. It was a great 2-player experience for me. It is a 2-player game. Of course, I had to try it. I think the biggest takeaway I had from this, it's pretty straightforward in trying to find a better image to showcase it. But yes, what Marcel's saying is accurate. Enjoyed, but we need to do it live. I mean, look, it's a Bruno game. Catch Up Games is the publisher on this one. And ultimately, there's 3 locations that you're trying to go to. There's the Cabaret, the Finance Center, and the racetrack. And to claim them, you're going to have to take turns moving the action marker. It's pretty straightforward in what actions you're going to take. Like, I feel like we picked it up super quick on Board Game Arena, what we were doing and what we were trying to accomplish. But it was at the same time, it needed to be a live experience for it to be a really effective experience, which I know it's easy to say about games on Board Game Arena, but this one in particular for me, I felt strongly about that, but I really did like it. I mean, The Great Gatsby, I'm a fan of the book. When it comes down to it, you are, by the way, are either Dorothy Williams or James Miller competing to spread the influence and draw the attention of the great Jay Gatsby. So 2-player, head-to-head, ton of fun, simple. It played really quick. But yeah, I want more plays, and Marcel and I, or whoever else wants to try it, I'm itching for a live play. So maybe a community night in the future, if someone wants to try and split off into a game, would be happy to try this. But yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, the look and feel of it. I'm gonna see if I have a better image so you can actually see the board. But here's a look. But you've got that clear spot in the middle. There's this other spot where you're placing these tokens on the left-hand side, and then those will sometimes move over or sort of area control-ish on the right-hand side. And then the markers are going to move up and down the board in that middle section as well. So check it out. I think if you try this on Board Game Arena, you're going to pick it up super quick if you're used to playing games, to be honest. Like, you'll kind of figure out what you're doing, even if you didn't read the rule set. It's that kind of effective.
Okay.
Guys, I want to mention here, Jamie saying played Weather Machine last week. My Thursday night group, not my favorite of the majority.
Wanted to play
not a favorite of the majority.
Yeah, I wanted to play. I know Lacerda games can get really rough, but it looks gorgeous. It's got the O'Toole art,
Yeah. Gigi saying I haven't played a lot in the last few weeks. Starving Artists, Waterfall Park, and Flip 7. And then Marcel, 3 games to the table in July that I enjoyed, and I want more of. Spooktacular, which I got to bring up, SETI, and Twinkle Twinkle. Marcel also pointing out that he did like the different paths to victory in Gatsby, which is similar to my own feelings. It reminded me of Zenith in that way. I like the different ways to win. Big fan of that. Spooktacular. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I saw photos.
I actually had the tab opened for that earlier because I was looking at the Gen Con preview list, and that's the one I kept open.
It looks pretty cool.
Cool.
I mean, it does. I mean, look at. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yep.
Oh, it does look neat. I'm intrigued about Marcel's thoughts on this because, it looks cool. I don't know much about the gameplay of this one, but visually it did grab my attention.
Well, so it's like 1980 something, and there's a big like storm and lightning strikes the theater, and all the monsters like come out of like the screens. That's like
that's cool.
And I think we're just trying to wreak havoc around town, and probably the monster that causes the most panic wins.
Look at that
I don't
art.
know much
Though.
about
That's
what
so
you're
cool.
doing, but yeah, those cards look cool.
Oh my goodness, that is.
Remember the episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Had that was
yeah.
Great. That was a terrifying episode. It was like Nosferatu.
Marcel,
live action hero but horror movies. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Bob of Bob After Dark was talking to me a bunch about this one. So
Yeah,
he's gonna be
Omar.
playing
Oh,
that.
Omar, jealous of you this year. I'm not attending the retreat, but that is a great place to try games for sure.
Yeah, and Marcel does say that every monster has its own moves and specials. So yeah,
As they should.
yeah. No, I dig it.
It's like
Uh,
reverse horrified.
Yeah, exactly.
is.
Exactly.
Reverse horrified. Wow. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Jamie also said I also played Imhotep.
Emotep.
Emotep.
What I say? Yeah.
Grand Austria Hotel
Yes.
with the Let's Waltz expansion.
Yeah. The paper app dungeon and Sleeping Queens.
I have
Wow.
Sleeping Queens. I haven't played it yet.
It sounds like Marcel's gonna call in and tell us some more, by the way. So we'll certainly do that. Calldashboard.com should be up and running if I am not mistaken. If it's not, let us know and we'll get you a link accordingly. Again, for those who missed it, quick friendly reminder, I just want to drop in the middle. Slight programming tweaks, changes. We are going to keep doing call boards at the end of the month. We're going to be dropping a lot more pre-recorded stuff. Just from a schedule perspective, it's a heck of a lot easier on us. We're going to do as much live as we can. We'll let you know when we're going live, but call board's not going anywhere. So don't worry. We love call board. Call board's at the heart of who this channel is. So, but I just want to let people know. So if you see more stuff, please make sure you check out those videos, drop in more reviews, drop in more thoughts. And I've got something in the works as well, where I think we might have some Mr. Rao showing up sometime next month.
Nice.
There also may be, just so people know, another Vantage live stream because Mr. Rao and I are talking about it. So I don't want to say officially, but I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. So,
all right. All right.
Which is another adventure.
It's going to be a series soon.
At this point,
you got to think of cool names.
Yeah. Vantage Point. I don't know. You know.
Vantage down by the river. Be good.
I give you credit on that one. That's pretty impressive.
That was good.
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Omar, Omar asked why I wouldn't be going to the retreat this year. I did go last year. I love the retreat. It is fantastic.
You did a whole video about it.
I did. I've done a couple of videos, and I can't really pull it off every year. It is a tough time of year because it's where everyone kind of starts to go back to school around here. So in addition to having two small kids, my wife is also an educator. She's a counselor actually at a school. So she's always kind of getting back into the work thing at that point as well. So it's just can't pull it off every year. I certainly hope to return sooner than later, but I'll have to get back on that wait list again.
I would like to come with you at some point too, but I have the same challenge of my wife in education. Yeah. So it's I get it. So by the way, Omar has played 8 games of Vantage so far.
Oh wow, look at that. He's chasing your record.
My record is not that much higher.
It's 9.
It's 9. That's yeah. There'll be another one tonight. It'll be 10 after tonight. So with that, we have a guest in the queue. I'm going to bring him in because he just said he was going to call in and he kept his promise. And there he is. Marcel.
What up?
Hey guys, how we doing?
What's going on, man?
Well, it's easier to just call in and talk about Spooktacular than try to type a bunch of crap. So
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, Spooktacular. Really dig that game. The thing I like a lot about it, and I don't know if they had a really good image of the board.
No, there weren't the pictures were not great that are on BGG so far.
So you've got the board, and it's basically.
Let's
see if this doesn't go on unblur.
Oh man, it's got spoiler mode on.
Yeah. Well,
that's okay. We can see on this picture.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's perfect. So basically, you got little police cars are your player markers. They start at 10, and it's basically a race to get all the way around to 50. Each person picks their own monster. So you've got a bunch of different ones. Can I just turn the blur off on this thing? Visual effects.
That's okay.
None.
Oh, there you go.
Ignore the messy room in the background. So every single one of them has their own special thing. So you'll have their own special setup right there. You have your own special turn order. So for example, the remover will play a card. They'll do their personal fitness down below. So
Yeah.
they'll move through, and if they're on top of something like a draw 3 cards, they draw 3 cards. And then they move their weight loss 1 or 2. So every time the remover goes, they're doing something different each turn. And then you got the nice, cool little movie
That's
posters
cool.
in the background.
Those posters are so cool.
And the concepts they came up with are so wonderfully cheesy.
Yeah,
How
like the
many-
Night Slayer.
Night Slayer.
This
how many
guy's pretty
monsters are
simple.
there?
There's like double digits, isn't there? Yeah.
I mean, if it was based off
Like
the
20 of them,
Oh.
I think.
It's a lot of
Wow.
movies.
So,
yeah, I was
and the
gonna say, based off the cards, I could tell there was a lot.
So, and the cool thing too is if I can, they all
It
are
said
marked
20,
with a
yeah,
rating.
20.
So they got like easy, intermediate, and expert.
Oh,
So-
it's funny.
So you can verify,
Yeah.
like, what level of do you want to try and play at.
God damn.
So
That game was good.
these things are
Yeah.
cool. I love the art in the game. And then you get down, every single one of them has their own little meeple for the monsters and stuff. You got a nice little bag that you draw your victims out of. So, a whole bunch of fun meeples and stuff. So, the board itself gets populated pretty quick. As you're going through, there's a bunch of main different things you can do. So, you'll go in, and when you spook them, so you go into a room and you spook them, there's only a set amount of doors that they can get spooked out of. You get a point for each of the moviegoers that get spooked, and they just flee into a different room. Another thing that you can do, some of them have devour. So you want to try and devour is another way to score points. And once you get a full set of all 5 colors of the people that are going to the movies trying to enjoy their lives and you eat them, you get to pull one of these little tickets that have various values on the back.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
So that's another way to score points. And then some of the monsters are not so nice to their other monsters, and they'll actually spook the monsters and scare them and get points, or they'll
Awesome.
steal points from them, so you can actually lose points as you go.
Really.
So every single monster has its own different way to play, which is awesome. You can set up a bunch of different games. You're not really playing the same one every time. And then, yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah,
Marcel, does it get like kind of fiddly with all the pieces on the board, or is there enough room, do you feel?
I felt there was enough room. As you can see, the little meeple guys are really small, and they make the
Yeah.
monsters bigger than life, which is awesome. We played this at 3 players, and it moved pretty quick. I think we did about 45 minutes with Learn.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's great.
I was
So-
gonna say, yeah, it does seem like they sized it because there's a lot of games where like they try to go big or they size them too much. I remember a lot of times it's very often with prototypes that we play, or if like I get to play test something, that's often what the comment is like, can we shrink these down?
Yeah, we were
Alright.
talking about that with layers, right? With
Yeah.
the pieces of layers were getting sort of crowded in the little dungeon area. It was
Oh
kind
yeah,
of hard to pick them up.
right.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
we
don't-
never saw the final version of Layers,
Right.
so we don't actually know what the final version looked like.
Yeah, I don't feel like it ever got overly crowded because then you just devour. And you clear off that board pretty good. Yeah, and there's also a solo mode, which I haven't had a chance to try yet, but I'm looking forward to trying that at some point too.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
feel like this needs a pair of those red and blue 3D glasses.
I was thinking, yes,
You know,
that could be your starting token. It's just like
yeah,
a
yeah.
3D
or you can go after red and blue meeples or something.
I
like
can't
this
wait until they
3D
come out with like
version.
an AR thing that just has the monsters popping up on the board itself.
That'd be cool.
I dig the art though. Like I said, I showed that image.
Oh, it's from level 99 too.
Yeah, looks so
They
good.
did Bullet.
Yeah, it explains why the art's so good. They come up, they're
Scream and Eagle.
Yeah.
look at this guy. Look at
Oh yeah, Charles. I got him in here somewhere. You got a skeleton calling people.
Nice.
oh here's and yeah, he spooks the monsters like you were talking about.
You got like Beasts of Business, some weird cult thing going on
Mm.
here.
I
there's
think I saw a
Charles.
Reanimator guy, right? It was like a Reanimator ripoff, it looked like.
Oh, the Reanimator. I love that.
Here you go. You got the killer
Yeah.
car.
Killer
Oh,
car.
nice.
So there's a whole bunch of them. I like it.
Nice.
Like especially a good Halloween themed game.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah, this is definitely on the wish list.
this is on my radar too.
All right, this is good. One of you guys can get it, so I can play it.
Anthony is our resident get a game for the holiday season person. So
Yeah. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. So like every character, you can kind of see it in that image right there, has has their own like base cards. So like any other deck builder kind of thing, you have specialized cards for you, and you have the ones that everyone has that allows them to like devour, spook, etc. And then they have some cool ones. So with the Night Slayer guy, he has the Mosh ability. So once you actually what is it? Mosh.
Add 5
You
guesses.
add
devour-
five guests to your room, and then you can
Yeah, so when you turn into 5, you get to like Mosh. So with I was actually playing as him, I loaded up a room, and then I devoured, and then spooked it, and scored a ton of points in that one move.
Nice.
Oh no, this is cool. Very cool. Any other games hitting the table that you want to mention while you're here? Give you your other choice.
Yeah, I mean we played SETI, that was awesome. A lot more involved. I think we played it with 2 players. I felt like we didn't explore half of the board.
Yeah.
I want to try that one at 3. What else? Got a bunch of other games in that I want to try out and see how they go.
Did you ever hit Raid or Ruins yet? I'm just wondering.
I
'cause
did
know
not
you-
get a chance to play Ruins
Okay.
yet.
I know you have Runes, and that's on my list right now. So, for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get that Xenoshift game in. That one, I'm looking forward to playing that finally.
It's a good one. It's brutal, but it's good.
I'm okay with brutal. Makes
No,
it
this-
worth it when you win.
It's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal.
Brutal is a very accurate term for that game.
It was brutal. It's good though. It's good.
It-
You know
it
what I do like about that game in particular, that you could it's a cooperative deck builder, but you could buy cards for your other players, which I think
Yeah.
is a pretty interesting mechanic. So, you could kind of like talk it out. Also, I wouldn't go more than 2 players.
Oh
More or
no,
less.
it's gonna be either solo with the 2 hands like you said, or it's gonna be
Yep.
me and my sister playing for our X game.
Yeah.
You sold your copy, didn't you?
I did. And I kind of regret selling it, but I still like it a lot.
Oh, Vantage comes in tomorrow. I'm playing that this weekend.
Well, we
Vantage.
talked about Vantage. I'm definitely dropping a review next week of it. I will be at 10 plays after tonight, so I'll be able to
Okay.
feel good enough to do it at that point.
All right. Well, have a good one, guys.
We will play a game. Don't worry. Hit me
Play
up in the
later.
Discord. We'll get a game in of it over camera.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks, Marcel.
Later.
But
Um,
2025 shaping up with a lot of cool games.
yeah, it's funny too because we went into. I know we went into summer with the idea of playing like we're gonna play the ones we want to play, and we are.
do.
We
We
are.
are.
We are.
We are.
But
You
we're
wanted to play
striking a
Vantage.
balance. We're striking a balance, is what I feel it is. Of I'm playing the games I want to play, but I'm still playing the new ones, which is healthier, probably. So I'm
Yeah.
not rushing out to buy the new ones though. Like I'm taking the time. I'm waiting. I'm hoping by the time PAX Unplugged comes around, I'll be able to have some of those. hit
Those
the
new ones
table
will be old by then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But you see the
Wait,
games
guys.
that weren't worth the hype at that point too, that just kind of fade away.
It's true.
So it is helpful as far as I'm concerned. It'll be interesting to say the least, just because I don't even know what I'm going to. I laugh like I'm going to it, but is it going to be more of a playing games event? I'm not sure. I don't know. Speaking of playing games at events, is there and on Board Game Arena, is there any Board Game Arena games that you guys have played that like surprised you this past month? Just wondering, like any games that stood out that hadn't played before.
No, I don't think I played anything new
Yeah, nothing new.
to
No.
me.
I'm pretty
we played,
boring.
we played Quinto. Been playing some Quinto. That's not
Oh
new.
yeah, we did play
Just
Quinta.
got on to BGA.
Oh yeah, that was added. That's right.
It is what it is. It's a roll and write, so there's not too much to it.
I like it as a roll, right?
We're at a game of cities on BGA. That was my first time playing that on BGA.
Right. That's
Um,
right.
And
got-
then,
You've played cities in person though with me, so you know. Cities.
yes. As I'm saying, nothing new for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the one thing I did want to mention,
Yes.
Anthony, I know we talked about this a little before. One of the games with Gen Con coming up, I thought it'd be appropriate to mention Gen Con. I know a lot of people are hopefully who are there or looking forward to it are probably already there, right? But one of the ones I actually legitimately was looking at Gen Con was this one, which is Soda Jerk. It's all play. It is a Chris Yee
Chris
design.
Yee did that. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep. And I genuinely have really, I think, as you guys know, really love these tiny box games from All Play. And so Tiny Box, Chris Yee, honestly, when it comes down to it, I was like, I'm intrigued by this. And you can kind of see the rules right there. On your turn,
You're on the wrong tab.
Oh, I am on the wrong tab? Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Share this tab. There we go.
There you go.
So on your turn, you play a face down card anywhere. You flip up any face down card, and the game ends when all cards are face up. All players reveal consecutively, and then at the start of your turn, a player's free cards. Just point back. It's one of these games where, like, they've simplified it. They made a simple looking game with cards, but I'm excited by these games now. We've talked about this a lot in this past year, that these simple, easy to carry with you games continue to grab my attention because I'm playing them at the pool. I'm playing them with friends on a trip,
Right.
and I can easily bring these along. So, I mean, the fact is, they excite me. But I mean, it was cool to see Chris Yee doing one. I've always enjoyed Chris Yee's perspective. I obviously a great personality in this space, and it was cool to see one of his designs be put out by All Play.
Yeah, this is intriguing to me as well, and Chris is awesome. I have, again, going back to the retreat, I've managed to play some games with him and Wendy a few times, and they're good people. And so this is very exciting. Following in the footsteps of some other Dice Tower members that have gotten games published, and this one I think would be fun. You basically, there's like 5 different flavors of soda, taps, and you're playing the cards are valued at just 1, 2, and 3 of the different flavors. And so you'll play a card face down to one of those taps. It could be the one that matches, or it might not be. If it is, it's going to add points, but if it's not, it's going to take points away. So everyone plays their cards, and when one of those end game conditions happens, you then flip over anything that's still face down, and you tally up the total for each flavor, right? So you do all the banana. Is it positive points? Great. Then every card you have in your hand is worth that many points, regardless of the value of it anymore.
Yeah, the example they have here is like the 2 strawberry cards, and the tap value of the strawberry is 8. You'd get 16 points. It's pretty straight. Yeah. Again, I liked it, and then try to get the most points while making your points get negatives. But
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, simple.
That's the jerk part. So
Yes, exactly.
That is the jerk part. So yeah, that one was on my mind. And the only other one I was going to mention before I hand it off to you guys of anything that you might have seen is and this might be on your list, Anthony, but it's Cascadia Alpine Lakes.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering what previews or other information is going to be out there about it. I don't know. So I'm intrigued, but I've seen it on some lists for Gen Con as maybe that having more information and previews. But the idea of this being a standalone follow-up to Cascadia, but similar to a game that we enjoy, Harmonies, you're now going to it's got less landscapes, but you can actually stack up stuff. So I'm intrigued. These worlds, I like Cascadia. I still like Cascadia a lot. Harmonies passed it on my list quite significantly, but yeah. This one's on my mind in terms of what coverage or what they'll have. I don't know exactly what's going to be there, but I've seen on some lists for Gen Con, so I'm intrigued if they've got any examples there, because I know it's a 2026 game.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm intrigued as well. I'm cautiously optimistic, and I say that because I wasn't blown away by the Landmarks expansion to Cascadia. I actually haven't played either of the roll and write versions of the game that came out. I just haven't.
Neither have I.
Just gotten them. But yeah, I don't know. Standalone one, I don't know. How different is it going to be? It'll be interesting.
It's one I'm intrigued to try. It's interesting to note too, because Randy and Beth are back on this one, so it does have the original team for this one. and I didn't know, did Landmarks have both of them?
I mean, I just assumed that it did, but
I
you know, it happens
assumed
when
it,
you
but
assume
I
it.
never. It had multiple designers. So Landmarks has multiple designers. So this one is only Randy, which maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe it's just Randy focused in. I don't know. I've been, again, I love Cascadia for all the things that we've discussed here. Landmarks, I'm with you. Any other games on your mind? I know you mentioned the one before.
Yes.
Gen Con. Yeah, with Gen Con though.
Put on Phantom Division.
Phantom Division. Here we are.
So this is a reimplementation of SEAL Team Flicks. It's a cooperative dexterity game where you're going to be going in and taking out baddies in outer space
by flicking.
You'll be flicking. You'll be flicking your character around. You'll be flicking all sorts of weapons at different baddies. You'll be competing in different mini games. You'll also what I like about this one. In particular, I heard about there's a new mechanic where in SEAL Team Flicks, when you die, you just die. And it's like player elimination. But in this one, you can actually recover. And there's like a little mini game where you can recover where you could flick to get better benefits on like a little recovery board. So I think that's pretty cool. I would love to play this one.
Yeah, this looks neat.
Yeah.
The board's really cool. Just to see like the clear rooms, door open, door closed. It looks like with these green doors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing
the doors like they slot in and out, so you could kind of flick through doors and stuff.
Like, oh yeah, there you can kind of see it there.
Oh wow, cool.
That's neat. Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Give me Phantom Division.
Love it.
It looks good.
All right. Anything for you, Anthony? I know you mentioned the one before that we kind of talked about.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. I will mention one because it is from a designer that I do like very much, and that is the latest from Elizabeth Hargrave. This one, I guess, is going to be at Gen Con. I don't know. It's on the list on BGG. This is, how do you say this? Sanibel, Sanibel, which is a island area in Florida. And so this is a shell collecting game, which, come on. I mean, love that theme. Continuing with the nature stuff that she's known for. Also very nice artwork here. But according to her comments in the forum there, this is very much a nostalgic thing for her. So I'm assuming she probably maybe vacationed here often as a child or something to that effect. But it looks like you are collecting shells that are in different, I wouldn't say polyomino shapes, but sort of like, the hexen pieces and stuff, right? So kind of like, I guess one of the Azules is like that, right? The summer one maybe with the diamond sort of shapes and hexes and things like that, because you're collecting them and then you're somehow putting them onto your board to make them, I guess, nice. There's not a lot of info about it, but it did pique my interest because of the name and of the designer.
Yeah, I love the art. As you mentioned, that box,
looks cool.
That box art looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like it should be a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Or like a I don't know. Like a puzzle, like a book.
I'm not gonna lie. Also, from a quick
something.
glance, it almost looks like a record cover.
Yeah, there you go.
Quick glance, kind of get that. Look, obviously, we are not going to be at Gen Con. We hope everyone has a great time at Gen Con. And we certainly, one day I'd like to be there. But I always
somebody will call in next time and give us a little report.
Yeah, Marcel's right, by the way. This is what it is. It looks like a calendar page.
Yeah, there you go.
I know we'll get a report from someone hopefully at the end of the month in August. And I just wanted to say thanks to everyone, obviously, for tuning in tonight. With that, I know next week I'm planning on dropping a Vantage review. There'll be some more. Stay tuned on the Discord to find out what else is up. Again, you can always mark the end of the month for Call Aboard. We're always going to have one of those happening. So you'll be able to see that on the channel ahead of time. But Pablo, by the way, I think there should be a board game that uses a literal sandbox. And Marcel, of course, had to add next boop, Battle of the Litter Box.
That'd be cool.
Oh my goodness. If we know there'll be more boop.
There's so much boop. I don't think we need another boop.
There's only 3 boops.
Come on. That's too much. I thought the Christmas one was too much.
Yeah.
I don't love the Christmas one.
That's what I mean. Like we've booped out already at 3.
I like but
boops.
and I always tell people buy the Halloween one if you buy one because it's got the original boop in by default, and then you've got the additional piece. So you don't need to buy the original and the Halloween one. It would be a waste of your money.
Can't handle the boop.
Well, the boop can handle you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Boop that. I'm gonna say thanks to everybody. Like I said, we'll be like I say dropping a review next week. No, not 40K. No. That's the note to end and hit the end stream.
That's what it would be. Play boop in space.
Oh my god.
That's
Boop
boop pirates.
space.
Right? Boop zombies. Boop Cthulhu. Boop Cthulhu.
Boop go. Boopy go.
It's the new Tiny Epic.
Tiny Epic boop.
Oh jeez.
All right.
We're going to end on that note. Thank you, everybody. Like I said,
Thanks,
stay tuned to the Discord. Link is in the show for that. Definitely come join us. Come say hi. We have a great time. Make sure you go ahead and let us know what you want to see or want to play this next month in the comments for me. And on that note, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Ryan, Anthony, always great to hang out with you. And this has been Call Aboard. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.